that bill just gets higher and higher, and you're weighing it up.
I know, and we were kind of talking about this yesterday, and I was saying, like, contractors are great because you're not committed to them as such in a financial respect.
Yep.
But the flip side of that is they're contractors because they don't want all that responsibility.
No, 100%.
So they'll come and give you 8 hours of solid work, but they don't care as much as you do. And that's no disrespect to contractors, but that's how it is, you know?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for tuning into the Puzzle Factory. This week's episode, we are joined by Jacob and Ance from Standout Electrical.
Oh.
Good mates of mine. We've been trying to do this for a while. How are you guys?
Good.
Tired.
We're always tired.
Yeah.
Jacob was supposed to work before this, but he
I
didn't.
couldn't get out of bed, eh?
Yeah, well,
It's
Said we
raining.
got a midwife appointment, but
and it's horrendous weather out there
so
today.
bad.
You know, we had a nice sunny weekend, and now it's, it's
to
looking like we
rain.
need to build an ark again.
Yeah.
So, obviously, let's get this out of the way first. There's obviously a bit of a reason that you're still a little tired.
yeah. Friday.
Yeah. Friday. So what happened on Friday?
So we went to the Master Electricians industry dinner.
Industry dinner. Yeah.
And so went and did that, and but prior to that, a couple months ago, I applied for like the business development scholarship.
Yep.
So we had to do like a blurb about our business and what our goals are and stuff like that. And then went through like an interview. So we did that first, and then I got shortlisted. So that was pretty cool. And then did some interviews with a couple of the higher ups in there, which after that I didn't think I was going to have any chance of it.
They're
quite
serious.
intense, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was way more intense than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was just going to be like, oh, what's your goals and stuff? And they're like, are you aware of this policy and this policy? And I was like, but that's why I need the help, So did that, and then went to one of the board meetings, which I'm going to start going to a bit more as well. And then fully got put on the spot in there to like stand up and do like a minute speech about my business and what I want to do. So I did that and funded my way through it somehow. And then
Were you just like, I make it white up?
right. Like that's what one of the dudes was like. And I was just like, oh yeah.
I
that
turn
helps
light
me.
switch on and go.
Just said some stuff and then made the top 3, so I got a free ticket and took Aiden along to it.
Yeah,
so that was cool. And then
There was 3 shortlisted, 3 finalists.
Yeah.
And then he got announced. It was really cool, actually.
Yeah, I talked myself out of it. Something chrono.
Well, we were sort of speaking about this yesterday.
Yeah.
You've got to some extent. You don't want to go in
Yeah.
being like,
Be
got
disappointed.
it,
Yeah.
got it. The big dogs
no.
won, and then you.
And one of the other finalists were on our table. So it was like, obviously everyone wants to win, but like.
Well, yeah, as soon as like there was one guy and then the guy that was at our table. And so I turned to him, I was like, we're at the losers table.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah,
we can just drown our sorrows after this.
So,
and then
Oh, so go on.
Yeah, the other guy that I was that like was announced first, I think, on the list, the business that I kind of look up to a little bit on the gram and everything. So
Who was that?
Integrated Electrical. Does a bit of work
yeah.
in Waiheke.
Nice.
Yeah, but from what I've seen on their gram and stuff like that, I actually met him as well, which was cool. But they just do real nice work, So I was like,
high-end
it's kind of that's where I
resis
want to be,
Yeah.
no, it was pretty cool. But then had to do a speech when we went up on stage, and I was like, do I have to do a speech? And I'm like, yeah.
Did you have one prepared at all?
Not at all, bro.
No,
I don't know
winged it?
how I even thought about what to say. Like I was shaking, man.
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
pretty much just said I'm sparking, not a public speaker, and
Yeah,
kept it real short. But
Try and get a laugh out of them early, right?
Oh, man, honestly, I was shaking.
It was good. I was
Chronic.
quietly confident. So I booked a hotel room because I know he'd want to carry on. When he won, I was like, because it's 12K in funding, like to coach us. So
Yeah, and it sounds like it's quite a structured program as well. So
Yeah.
it'll be quite cool. Like I think they do. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I think they do it in like quarterly blocks as well. So there's like a different each thing.
Yeah, okay.
Plus,
so you're
like,
concentrating on different areas with different specialists.
Yeah, yeah,
Coaching you through that subject or whatever.
Yeah, and you get connected with a few higher ups in the industry as well. So,
Hey,
helps.
it's got to be a good thing, right?
Yeah.
So just going back to like the application and selection process and all that stuff, what was the deal there? Like, how many people applied for that?
Well, the guy that we talked to at Master Electricians, he was like, "Oh, not many people have applied, but heaps of people applied." So I reckon they just said that. So
Nigel emailed us and was just like, heard about it or whatever, you know. So we thought, we'll jump on it. Thought we had a good chance, but it sounds like there was heaps of people. Right, so.
Yeah, nice. And then what was the criteria that they were looking for? Like, what were they looking for in a winner?
I don't know.
Didn't tell you.
No.
I think it was just someone that they could help grow their business and that they had, you know, something different going on in their business. Like for us, we had Adam, we've got Adam now. So like we're in a growth phase. So we definitely need help with that. So I think it's someone that they could actually, you know, change their business a little bit and help it grow.
Yeah, but when I did my like the pitch thing at the boardroom, I said to him, I was like, look, like this might not be what you're after because I don't want to take over the world, you know, like I just want to look after my little corner.
Yeah.
I guess it resonated a little bit with them, but
100%. I mean, I think there's the take over the world thing, which is great, but can also sometimes lead to some interesting practices.
Yeah, exactly.
And ways of running a business. Whereas you know you've always been about quality. You're pretty adamant on the product that you want to put out there, and you're also always pushing into the newest, exciting parts of the industry.
Yeah, and I'm super fussy about who I work for as well. You know, like it's
pain in the ass, mate.
I've always I've always tried to be like values based, with everything.
Yeah,
like trying to live in alignment with that.
Yeah.
When you're outside of that, it just
race to the bottom.
Right, you know?
Yeah. Oh well, take us back to the beginning. Like, how did you become a tradie? How did you guys meet? Like, what led to setting up the business? Give us the backstory, the origin story.
Yeah, I feel like I've told this a million times to clients and stuff, but so I started with Gateway. So my mum was a Gateway coordinator at Papakura High back in the day, and then she knew the Gateway lady at Rose Hill where I went, and so I think they had a chat and said like I wanted to be a sparky. Before that, I actually wanted to be a rubbish truck driver, and then Dad said to aim higher.
And
he was a panel beater. He was a panel beater, so I said I'll do that, and then he's like, nah, keep aiming higher. And then my dad, my best mate's dad was a builder, and so I was like, I'll do that. And he's like, well, you're not.
So hang on, you wanted to drive a stinky truck?
I wanted to be on the back of it.
So glad he did.
Okay.
Just,
You'd still be stinky though.
Oh yeah, still stinky now, but he's like, you're not built for it, and he's like, you work the hardest and get paid the least.
Yeah.
And so Sparky came into it, and then went and did a Gateway thing, which looking back was actually pretty rough. But I guess like they were trying to get you to cut your teeth on all the.
Were you working with some pretty ruthless tradies, were you?
Yeah, and just like the way they treated it's real shit. I won't say who it was, but so I ended up thinking that was what the industry was like, and like I'll sweat them in the real world now, and got offered an apprenticeship with it, and did that for about a year, and I got like I was the only apprentice with a work phone in the business, and like I was a good boy, like I was getting there on time doing this stuff, and I was like always asking questions and stuff, and I think the boss recognised it, so I got this phone, right, and I was working with one of my tradesmen on like a retirement village, and he said he forgot his work phone and he needed to call his mum, and then he just starts going through like the gallery and stuff on the phone, like as if he's going to find something. I was like, mate, like you're crossing the line here, like just use it. And then went to reach for my phone, and sure enough, got hit up pretty bad with it. And turns out this dude was on the come down from P when this happened, and 2 apprentices were there. And like I tried to forget about it, and like it was an awkward drive home with me and him in the van, and then so fast forward like a month or two, and I'm trying to forget about it, but it'd be like coming back to the workshop, my phone, like my car's keyed or spat on, tools would be missing, and then the dudes would be standing outside the workshop drinking their beers after work, being like, "Oh, fight at the workshop," like coming over type thing. And so I think the boss kind of realised that something wasn't going right within the business and got an HR dude in
Yeah.
Oh, is there anything you want to talk about?
It's just real bad culture, and they're all on the bloody crystal pistol.
Yeah, pretty much, man.
Yeah.
It was real rough. And so I was like, he's like, oh, is there anything you want to bring up? And I was like, well, this happened a couple months ago. Like, I'm trying to forget about it and just move on. Like, I know things happen, so I'm just gonna knuckle down, but just keep getting these like threatening texts every day and that type of stuff. So he's like, oh, that's no good. Get that sorted. And long story short, got called into the office the next day. And with the HR dude standing behind my boss, the 2 apprentices sitting there, plus the dude that assaulted me, they're like, nah, we saw nothing. You're delusional, mate. You're delusional.
No, yeah, okay.
And got told to give my work phone back, and got told that I'd stolen a cable roller, which the guy that assaulted me sold to me. Long story short, it turned out that this dude's sister was a lawyer, and it was easy to call like a 17-year-old liar and a thief.
What's going to cost us the most money?
Yeah, pretty much. And turns out he was dealing to the 2 apprentices that were there at the time, so they said nothing as well. So that was like my taste for the industry. But I went in the next day and handed in my notice, and I said, look, I'm not a liar or a thief, and never will be. So here's my notice, and if you hold me back at this branch in Remuera, I'll take you to court type thing.
So you were still an apprentice at this time?
Yeah, man. I was a year in. And moved to Remuera after that, and second day had like work phone, tablet, van, started running projects pretty much. Like,
nice.
Alongside guys, but then by the time I was third year, almost qualified, I got poached to start like an electrical side for another company, which was like pretty big into like data and automation as well.
Can we say these companies, like not the first one obviously, but can we? Who did you do your time with after that?
First company Ron's a fucking loser. I had nothing, man. And then we went to Teltex after that. So we were like kind of fly under the radar quite a lot. And they were like quite big in like the data fiber networking industry. So in like the kind of like a closed space. And then,
you wouldn't recognize their bands or anything.
Nah.
But they're known in the industry.
Yeah, and then Lee, who was an ex-data tech, he decided he like quite liked automation and got into KNX, and I was working alongside him on like this multi-million-dollar project in Remus. When I was finishing off my time, it was like my first like decent project by myself, and so then he hit me up, and then went and did that with him. So did that for about 4.5 years, and the main that was pretty much when we met, started dating.
And I think from that job, you really learned how to quote, how to run jobs, like just running it electrical.
What's up, mate?
There's just a little like vibrating sound off one of the mics, and maybe bring this mic a little bit closer.
Oh, yep.
A vibrating sound off one of the mics.
Yeah, maybe it's
Did you take your plug out?
Plug out.
Yeah, just sometimes if you're like a little far back, like the audio will like cut out a little bit.
Okay.
You have to be quite close to this one, but
yeah, maybe if we just point
keep
it
it in the
smack down the middle of you.
you don't have to be too close, but like if you lean back a bit, it's cutting out.
Oh yeah, that's me.
All good. Okay. So that's Matt, by the way.
I guess this is one taking it.
No, he just wanted to get on camera.
Yeah.
Thought we were going to cut that bit out.
Sweet. So, all right. So you've been 4+ years with this crowd. You and Ance have kind of met.
Yeah.
Got into a house, and then, but yeah, that 4 years was really good because I kind of learned a lot of stuff under someone else's banner as well. So when I went out on my own, it was made for smoother sailing.
Yeah. And he went on ACC, so during that time, he kind of figured out, like, I do want to start my own thing. Which we'd been preparing for anyway. We'd been flipping camper vans and saving and everything, just trying to fund this business.
Pretty much,
we didn't want to start with debt, so we wanted to buy a van straight off the bat, and
And you want to be able to have a good run at it at the beginning, where you're not like, if we don't turn a healthy profit in these first 6 months, we're knackered. We're bankrupt.
We made sure that my wages would cover all our basic expenses. So even if Jacob didn't make any money, we'd be okay. And he didn't take a salary for the first year, and we let that build in the business. So that was really good actually. We weren't too stressed,
No, we've always kind of done that, like known what the alternative is if it doesn't work out.
Well, you got it right.
Yeah, exactly. But like I think some people go into stuff blind and just it will work, but
yeah,
Dad's always kind of taught me to live within my means, we've kind of just worked out like the minimum cost of living for us, and then back from there really.
Yeah. So what, like, I kind of ask this everyone because it's pretty important. You start up a business, you've got all these hopes and dreams and what were the hardest things that you found when you set up the business, and what were the biggest lessons you took from them early sort of years?
Jeez,
Put you on the spot, mate.
Well, at the start, you were figuring out pricing and, like how to invoice professionally and whether we use Xero or, and like how tax works. So there was all of that. And then also juggling working on the tools probably 50 plus hours and doing the admin as well and making sure you're not going to get in trouble with IRD. So that was just like a huge learning curve for you.
Yeah, I was so scared in the first year with the tax stuff because I had a landscaper mate that didn't pay his provisional, I think it was.
Yeah, it got
then
caught out.
ended up getting found out and
well, I mean,
I thought it would go away.
As a rule, really, you want to put 40% of everything. 40% of every invoice goes away, right?
Yeah.
It's the only way to be safe.
I just put everything away. Which, I look back and that
a lot of
was
people
so cool,
don't.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't, and that's why we yarn on here about financial literacy.
Mm-hmm.
That's it's not the only gap by any means in people's business knowledge when they go from being a good tradesman or whatever to being a business owner, but I think financial literacy is the one that will get you in the most shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure. And I think what was good with Jacob is he just took advice from people.
Yeah.
He, found podcasts. He leaned on Master Electricians. Like you got a coach, a business coach, all of those things. Like you weren't scared to, take advice from people.
Nah.
What software were you using in the early days as well?
I was using Fergus. I jumped straight into Fergus.
Yeah.
And then, when I found out about Trade Group, then I think we stayed on Fergus for maybe like another year, eh?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe 6 months, and then
moved
Steve
across.
got us, to go across.
How did you hear about Trade Group?
I
don't think I've ever asked
I
you
actually don't know.
No,
it
you
was
knew
definitely
someone
through
on the coast, didn't you?
No, it was through Russells and Silverdale. But I
okay.
think. Oh no! Actually, what it was so I'd met Seb. And Seb was like real nice to me. Like we didn't know each other from Borough Soap, and he was real nice to me. Even but on Instagram initially, and then I think we bumped into each other, and then I bumped into Matt Bennett as well, at Russells and Silverdale, and then I think it kind of came up between the two of them just in conversation, and then I kind of realized that the two nice people that I've met in the industry were both part of it.
Yeah, okay, so you kind of associated it.
Yeah, and then it was just kind of finding out that it was a support network where people aren't going to cut each other's lunch, and
That's the plan.
yeah, pretty much, yeah. And then so found out about that, and then I spoke to I think it was Alan back then.
Oh yeah, the old Silverdale manager.
Yeah. And then he mentioned
rooster.
Haley, and then I think I came into here actually and met Haley. And then we had a meeting, and I was kind of just I really want to be a part of it, and said what I was wanting to do in the industry and stuff. And then
And I think you felt, which is quite common with most business owners, is you feel a bit alone. And there's no one to talk to, and it's are other people going through these struggles? Do other people have arsehole customers? It was just great to find out there's a whole group of people who meet regularly and who can chat about issues and successes, Yeah.
I mean, it is running a business. Can't speak about any other businesses, but running an electrical business it can be really isolating, and you feel like you're out there on your own and you're just battling and you're never going to win.
Yeah.
So having people with that in common who you can speak to really, really helps share the load, and you can get tips off them.
Yeah.
I mean, not to yarn on about Trade Group too much, but one of the things I always try and explain to people if they're looking at becoming a member is the network is kind of the unsung hero of it all.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? There's always somebody to ask that question to, or somebody there to help, or offload some guys to, or whatever it is. And it's quite hard to quantify that and explain it to people until they experience it,
Yeah, definitely. And I think when you are going through your day-to-day struggles as a business owner as well, you can't always confide in friends and family, you know? We
don't want to.
No, exactly. And then, from the outside looking in, they're probably like, oh, why don't you just do this simple thing? And it's kind of it's so multifaceted, you know.
Yeah.
But like the networking side of it's been massive for us as well. Like we've done heat pumps for Seb and for Matt Bennett.
Yeah.
We've just been doing a bunch of intercom stuff for James Smith. And like when we're there, you know, like electrical work will come up and people will mention stuff like that, and I'll be like, straight away get on the phone and be like, hey, just letting you know that this is here, keep it transparent. Which like we've had the same thing when we've had members help us, you know. Yeah. No one's kind of like snaking each other.
I even back in the day, like before I met you when I had Alpha.
Yeah.
I think Seb sent me a number and me and you were texting about Labour Share. We hadn't even met. You know?
Yeah, man. And then you called me when you started and you're like, hey, I'm Alex. And I was like, we have not talked.
Yeah.
The whole time you've been calling yourself Bob.
Yeah.
I was so confused about that. I was like, what?
Because we'd only texted as well, I think. And so I just had this
had.
British guy calling me saying, hey, I'm Alex. We've spoken for the last couple of years. I'm like, don't
I
think
got
so,
amnesia.
mate.
What
I'm pretty,
the fuck is going
I'm
on?
usually pretty good with names and stuff, but yeah, it's funny, that.
Yeah, no, the Bob thing has tripped a lot of people up over the years.
Yeah.
Like when I was at PS Electrical, like my email address was Bob.
Yeah.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
you know, everybody had my number as Bob. It was great because
Pretty good.
If I fuck something up, I'd just be like, no,
No,
let's
I'm
do it.
Alex.
Exactly. Your name probably is Bob. You just changed it since you come here.
Exactly. I always had a trick as well. Like I used to keep a stash of another one of our project managers' business cards in my pocket.
Gosh.
So if I had an awkward customer, I'd just give his card out.
Yeah, perfect.
Like, hey, give me a call. I'll sort you out.
Job done, eh? Jeez. Yeah.
Right, cool. So fast forward, we've got the business set up. Right, we're chugging along. When did you move up the coast?
Geez, about 8 years now.
Yeah, it was a year. Was it a year before you started Standout?
Pretty much, yeah. I moved out of my flat in Royal Oak, and then we actually moved in. My boss had a sleep out type thing, so we lived there like
While
it
we
was
were.
so small, eh?
Yeah, just while we were looking for a place.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like basically what we could afford was either out west, out south. I was like, I don't want to out south anymore.
Yeah.
West was just awful for traffic, and then there was out the coast, and we were like, oh my god, this is beautiful. Like I hadn't even been.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
I'd only been at Orewa. I didn't even know where we were when we were looking at houses.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just found a house there, and we were like, okay, well,
Yeah. It was all deja vu, eh, when we went to it, like looked across the road, and then across the road is my Omar's old house.
Yeah.
So yeah, she was in the rest home when we
buzzy,
bought,
okay.
and so I told her, and she was so stoked. But yeah, it's kind of all meant to be, really.
Yeah. And
yeah.
our relationship moved pretty quickly. Like we bought a house after being together for a year.
Yeah.
So like we just knew, yep, this is it, and we did it. And also having the dog was a big thing. Like it's awful to rent with a dog.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we
What a
needed to
lad.
give him a yard.
Yeah. I mean, I was living in shitholes for years because I had him since I was 18, you know. So
Same.
yeah. But
I lived above a pub for 2.5
See, that
years.
sounds
It was-
fun though.
It was fun at the weekends, not when you wake up on a Monday morning and there's like ciggies on the carpet, you
God.
know.
that's true, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
some-
flatting was not for me. So I was at his flat for a few months, and I was like, I can't do it. This is so gross.
Oh,
Like,
I don't think anybody
yeah.
enjoys it. It's
it wasn't even
needs
that
must.
bad, but like I was just like, I can't do this.
Yeah,
we gotta get out.
I've lived in a couple of terror houses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't miss them days at all.
Nah, man.
Yeah, I mean the coast is beautiful. Like when I first moved to New Zealand 16 years ago, I was in Orewa, and then I went and lived in the bays for years, and then obviously we moved back up the coast maybe 3-4 years ago, and I was like, why did I ever leave?
I know.
I mean the traffic in March, not that fun.
No.
Trying to get off the peninsula, but
Yeah.
other than that, it's gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so nice. And like it was a little bit of a culture shock coming from South Auckland, like
Yeah.
pretty white out
Not enough
there.
stabbings for you.
No, we need a little bit of spice. There's just like no, I don't know. There's not even many Asian people out there. Like it's
Yeah, it is.
It's
It is.
pretty white.
It is.
So it
It
was
is.
like quite different when we moved. We were like, oh, this doesn't feel right. But
Yeah.
I don't know. We've just gotten used to it, I guess. And more people are moving in, and
Yeah.
it's becoming more diverse, which is
It's
cool.
changed quite a bit, the coast, because even, like I say, when I moved here, actually, Orewa was all right. It was just, New Zealand's retirement village.
Yeah.
But you go up the coast and it was still a bit feral.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
a lot of crackies.
There's pockets of it,
Crackies,
Yeah.
and people with batches that never get renovated.
Yeah,
like,
totally. I mean, I can remember there used to be a club at the mall called Imbibe.
Oh gosh.
And I remember being...
That's where Beer Spot is now, eh?
Yeah. So I remember being up there back in the day. And I just see like these, maybe a group of like 3 lads, and I was like, they look like trouble. Next thing, one of them starts absolutely nailing the bouncer.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
jeez.
Say
And
the
I just
bouncer?
remembered his face, like he just had one of them faces, and then I later realised it was Johnny Bennett.
Who's that?
Oh, that's Johnny Danger.
Johnny Danger,
Oh,
yeah.
jeez. Yeah.
Just like smashing the bouncers,
Oh my
Jeez.
gosh.
which cracked me up. So yeah.
So
bloody
it's
good.
rough enough they need bouncers, damn.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was still suede as, but
Yeah.
there was that element.
It's not that scary, eh? You know, like it's just.
I'm from
just-
Bolton, mate.
It's just little shits.
I mean,
you know?
I used to get the last train at South Mall into town. Never had an issue.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
that's fine.
100%. Yeah, well, so again, bringing it up to current day. So, I mean, one of the things that I think is really interesting about you guys at the minute, in particular, is you're going through exactly what a lot of people either want to go through or have been through to get the company over the hump, sort of thing, right? So, you guys, obviously, we're not in a great market at the minute for the industry. You guys have somehow managed to, make sure your customer base is constantly bulking up. You're winning enough work. Got a baby on the
Got a
way,
baby on the
which
way.
is very
She's actually
exciting.
kicking at the moment, so she must like your voice.
Very
No,
scared.
she's probably like, shut up.
Scared shitless,
So,
mate.
you guys are going through that crunch time at the minute. You're on the tools. You're trying to, obviously quote work, win work, make sure your invoice is on point, your customer service. Baby on the way, so you're obviously looking after Ants as much as possible.
Yep.
How's that all going?
Oh, there's room for improvement. That's for sure.
I.e. sleep schedule.
Yeah, sleep schedule's out the window, eh? But yeah, it's been pretty tough. But we kind of held on for as long as we could without hiring.
Yeah.
And so we've had Aiden for coming up to a year now almost.
Yeah.
Shout out to Aiden.
He's a good boy. But yeah, no, he's doing real well. So he's helped massively, and it's kind of been able to stay on late and kind of smash out
He's a good boy.
like
He's
a few
such a good
hours for
boy.
us, like, and he's had no complaints, which has been great. And so we were just trying to juggle it between the both of us, but my back's pretty bad now as well, so I've kind of almost been forced into getting off the tools as well.
Well, yeah. I mean, I know recently you've not been on the tools.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly. But it's just
Contractors,
so
That's
contractors
what-
have really
what's got
helped us,
through.
eh? So
But that bill just gets higher and higher, and you're weighing it up.
I know, and we were kind of talking about this yesterday, and I was saying like contractors are great because you're not committed to them
Yeah.
as such in a financial respect.
Yep.
But the flip side of that is they're contractors because they don't want all that
No,
responsibility.
100%.
So they'll come and give you 8 hours of solid work, but
Yeah.
they don't care as much as you do, and that's no disrespect to contractors,
No,
but that's
no.
how it
No.
is,
yeah, they've got us through heaps, but it's just I think it's if you want the business to kind of look cohesive as well and go somewhere, you kind of need to have people that are actually invested in the team.
Got to be flying the flag, right?
Yeah, pretty much, and even like just coming down to uniform, you can't get a contractor to wear your uniform. It's like, I don't think it's legal anyway, but there's a thing about that, eh? But
And let's be honest, most contractors love wearing blue
Oh, yeah.
overalls.
100%.
We
Why
all
do
know
they?
that.
What is with that?
I don't know.
It's so
I don't
random.
know. They just love it, eh?
yeah, but yeah, so we did that for a wee while. Well, for quite a while actually. They've been helping us out, and then I was like, oh man, like I need to get off the tools, babe. It was basically when the baby was on the way. I was like, shit, now we need to do something, So, we advertised on Instagram, and I wanted to get someone from like our captured audience that kind of knows.
So
what we're
somebody who
about.
knows what the business is about.
Yeah, pretty much. And Adam, who's come on board now, got referred through a friend of mine who's been flying us for a while. And then he applied, and we just caught up, and he's been with us a week now. But like even in that first week, man, like he's handled so much stuff for us. Like when I was getting that award on Friday,
Literally, like
got off
as
stage
they
and called
got
him.
up to like start talking about the award, then I got a call from him like, Vector's not going to reconnect this house. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the worst. He's like, I'm trying to keep Vector here. It was like I don't know, 8:30 at night. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is worst timing. But
Why
he
does it
handled
always
it.
happen on a Friday?
We never do
Always.
call outs, you
It's-
know.
Like
it's-
never.
Yeah. But yeah, so that like proved itself like in the first week, you know, that we need someone. You
Well,
know, so-
obviously, you know, I was talking to you, you know, a few times a week while you were going through the process of like, should we hire somebody? Then you
so
found somebody, and
scary.
then it was like, shit, now I've got to get another vehicle.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
these things that everybody has to go through. But,
yeah.
you know, growth, yes, that's how you potentially earn more money, right? And you've got to do that to build the business. But it comes at a goddamn cost.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so scary. Like we've hired the wrong person in the past. So
Yeah.
we're super shy about it. And we hired Aiden because we knew him for so long. We got an apprenticeship with another crowd. So we know he was good. But when you're hiring someone you don't know personally, it's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So yeah, sometimes you just got to do it. And, you know, all you can do is take what they say in the interviews at face value, you know?
That's why we have 90 days. Not
Yep.
that it's, you know, it still doesn't make it easy to not take somebody on, but at least it's there. But, you know, because there's all sorts of worries, right? They can come on and be a superstar for 6 months and then just,
Yeah.
you know, fall apart, you know?
Yeah.
Or they can lie to your face and just be an absolute bag of shit when they come
Yeah.
on. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, our interview, you know, like we ended up catching up and we were there for like 3 hours. And
Yeah,
so I had a pretty good gauge, you know, but I definitely have gone into things a lot more guarded.
Yeah.
And like had a whole list of questions, you know, thanks to ChatGPT on that one. But
Yeah, beautiful.
And me.
yeah, and you are the
I've done
ChatGPT.
so many interviews, so I was like, you need to ask this. And he's like, this is a bit intense. I'm like, no, you need to ask
Yeah,
it, you know?
yeah. Totally.
Yeah. But no, it's been good. But yeah, now it's kind of the hard work's starting to begin, you know, like I've really got to, now it's not just me, you know. I've got
Well,
to make
it's
sure
more
that
responsibilities,
Yeah,
right?
you
Yeah.
got to plan things and make sure there's work in the pipeline. Like,
cash flow as
Well, your role, you know, the more guys you take on, your role is evolving.
Yep, for
and,
sure.
And you'll become more of a director. You know?
Yeah, and I've actually enjoyed it, you know, because I've always that's why I became a tradie. I didn't want to be in an office, you know, but since I've started getting into like organizing things and organizing gear and pricing and stuff, it's actually become like a bit of a challenge, you know. It's been really good, but I didn't think that that's what I'd end up doing, you know. Just thought I was going to be a one-man bander pretty much, or a one-man band with an apprentice, you know. But,
Well, the thing, almost when you start a business, if you're just going to essentially earn a little bit more than you would on wages, there's no point.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there's all the extra hassle and risk and da-da-da-da-da. And I think what you want to look at, whatever your goal is for the company, you still want to look at building something that's its own machine.
Yeah.
So it can be as autonomous as you want it to be.
Yep.
It's worth some money if you ever do decide to sell it.
Yep.
And that comes from putting systems in place, building a correctly structured team.
Yep.
You know, and then your job essentially is just keeping that work coming in, and hopefully you can feed it. Obviously, it never works out this clean, but you can feed it, and then that shit just happens.
Yeah, man. I think I was listening to your Keep the Change one last week, and even you said about like trying to make your business look as if it's like ready to sell at all times, you know, which I'm so guilty of. Like our cash flow has been like so shit for ages, you know, and that's another reason, you know, like I'm like, shit, I need to actually get into the office and build this stuff, because like you just go head down. Like I'm used to working big hours anyway, so I'm just like get in and do it. Man, I'm like doing so much. Rich, you know. And then I'm just like, man, I got no money because I haven't had time to do anything, you know. I haven't made time for
the
it.
thing is, though, you know what's wrong. You're just going through that transitional period. Whereas there's some people out there who go, like, they don't know what the problem is.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So at least you know, you just got to do it.
Yeah, pretty much, man.
well, when I'm like, there's no money in the account, he's like, oh shit, you know. So
yeah,
at least he's got someone else to be like, you need to like
Got to get them
get it
invoices
done.
out.
Yeah.
yeah,
Chase them off if they don't pay.
Yeah,
Da, da,
yeah.
da. Right. Anyway, enough about you.
yeah.
Oh,
Good.
me. Okay.
What's your background, Ance? Tell it. Give us the yarn, because I know you've got quite an
my
interesting childhood and. da, 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 da.
Yeah, I was born in Huntley.
Sick.
I've lived in all the
In
great
the power
places.
plant.
Yeah, we lived in one of those houses on the river, so right across those little tiny houses.
Yeah.
But we weren't there long. Lived in Dargaville while my parents built a house in Tangwahine, so more of the wops. my school had 10 kids, you know, like it was real
Jeez.
rural.
Yeah.
Moved to Hamilton because my mum wanted to do her master's. So, again, another great place.
Yeah.
Um,
You just went through like
I
all
know,
the hot spots
I
of New
know.
Zealand, eh?
It built
They were actually real
character.
nice before
It
they
built
moved.
character.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then parents split, moved to England for a bit, came back and settled in South Auckland.
Yeah.
So
Just tell me about England though. What?
Yeah.
Because what? That must have been the biggest culture shock ever as like a teenager.
Yeah, it was interesting. So I was there from 14 to 16, so 2 years.
Yeah. Where were you? Buckinghamshire.
No, King's Lynn, which is
Oh, I don't know.
the closest place is like Sandringham Palace in
Yeah,
terms of a
okay.
monument.
Okay.
So the school I went to was like hundreds of years old. And since I know you're going to pipe in and say, oh, she met the Queen. So like,
I wasn't.
Oh!
I
You've
thought we were
stolen
going to
my
get through one.
thunder.
I thought we were going to get through one conversation without her bringing it up, mate.
Ants is mates with the Queen, just so you know. Queen Elizabeth.
yeah,
so
the
far.
late
HRH.
Queen, yeah.
I was going to bring it up.
Yeah. So
The second year was actually the one of the anniversaries of the school, and every 50 years someone from royalty came.
yeah.
So the Queen happened to come that second year I was there, and I was like head of the year, so I got to go into the hall, and there were little groups, and she went round and met everyone.
Oh,
so,
how good.
yeah, so she didn't shake people's hands, but she addressed our group and was like, how do you get to school? And I lived across the road, so I was like, I walked across the road, and then she moved on. So like,
Oh, so you didn't hit the Terps with her. You went on the sherries. A couple of lunchtime sherries
that would have been a good
with
story.
Lizzie.
Yeah.
No.
So that was pretty cool. And then Dad was like, because he went over there to get support from his family. He had 2 young girls. My dad was 60 when he had me, 66 when he had my sister. So it was like a handful. So we moved back. South Auckland. I went to Manurewa High. And then Jacob and I met at a house party. I think I might have been like 19 or something. We were friends for a bit, and then ended up getting together. So
Tried to set me up with 2 of your friends.
Oh yeah, I did. I was
Like
in a
you
Tried to
relationship.
friend zone you.
Yeah.
No res, mate.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
He was quite cute and nerdy.
Still is.
Yeah, still is. And I was a bit of a wild child, so I think he didn't know what to say around me, which was I liked to make him uncomfortable. It was quite funny. I think I
do.
offered you a cigarette the first time I met you. I was like, let's have a smoke. So yeah, that was
And then work-wise, what?
work-wise, yeah. So I did a bachelor in English and history. So I was going to be a teacher, and then I was like, oh, I'll take a year off before going to teaching school to do that 1 year. And I got a job at Burger Fuel, and I was just going to save to go to Europe. But I ended up staying there, and I was manager at Burger Fuel Pakuranga.
Yeah.
And then the company that owned that Burger Fuel and a bunch of other Burger Fuels, they had an opening in the office. So I became manager. Then I did local store marketing for the 7 stores they owned. And then a job came up in the office, which the office is just around the corner. So I moved into the Caltech space.
Yep.
Yep. So I was a category executive for Food to Go. Then I became category manager. And then the company...
So what does that mean? What were you
Oh,
doing
okay.
as category manager?
It's fuel stations and supermarkets, they're all split into categories.
Yep.
So you might have like the chiller or I don't know.
The chip section.
Yeah, chip section, salty
yeah.
snacks, whatever. So mine was Food to Go, which is chilled, which is like sandwiches and stuff, hot food, which is the pies, bakery, which is the sweets, and then coffee. So I was the executive, so I was under a manager, but he left and I ended up just running the category.
Yeah.
Which was cool.
So you're doing all the ordering?
Yeah, so more like I set the layout of it, I do the marketing, I coordinate with all the systems, food safety, I coordinate with the suppliers to work out deals for the members.
Okay.
So that's why I say, like, when you and I talk, there's some similarities because we were a group, so it's fix for Caltex.
Yeah.
So like you can choose to be in this program and you have to follow these rules, and you're coordinating with fuel owners and they don't have to be in it, but they have to follow the rules. So it's like that push and pull.
But that would have almost been like running a mini entity of a business.
Yeah,
So
yeah, for sure.
You're doing basically all the responsibilities, but just for that section.
Yeah,
eh?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then the company I worked for also owned Jester's Pies.
Yep.
So the franchise manager left, and I was like, well, I want to do that as well, but I didn't want to let go of category.
Yep.
So I ended up doing 2 roles for a bit. Why I did that, I don't know. I was like, I want to do this. And then it was just really, really stressful. So I did it for a bit. It was like 2 years maybe. And I got super burnt out. I hired someone to help, but it just wasn't enough. I was doing all the site visits. So when you're talking about travel, I'm like, I did those kind of routes, but I did it for the whole country. So my executive helped, but geez, it was a lot of travel. Probably over 100 site visits a year. Plus running a franchise is a whole nother thing. Like they didn't have a lot of stores, but I think it was maybe 10 when I started or something like that. But you're
pretty full on in the end.
your marketing, your like everything, pricing. So I got super burnt out and I was like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore. I want to have a kid and my stress levels are so high. I've got arthritis, so my arthritis was out of control. Everything was at a low. So I was like, okay, I need to leave and have a break and then I'll get a job, another job. And then Jacob's like, oh, just do the admin. And then if you want to go work again, you can. And then I just never did. I just did the admin. So
pretty much.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Totally.
I just needed a break and I just needed to get everything under control. And it was the best thing for us.
But you would have learned so much during that career that you can bring into the business, right?
Huge.
Right. And heaps of the stuff that we don't know as tradies as well, like a completely different angle on it, right?
That's what I've always kind of said to clients, like she completes the picture.
Yeah.
Like all our email, like even just like stuff like email signatures and stuff like out of all the emails I like send and receive, like I've got the best email signature, like
you've spelled your name on it wrong before Ance came in.
And then like pricing files and forms, like variations and stuff, like all of it's just really nice, and then even just the comms, like back and forth, like man, I can tell by how I'm speaking, like English isn't my strong point, but
shut up, mate, you're bloody good.
But until ChatGPT came around, like Ance would have to like rewrite my emails something chronic, geez, I think I'd put I'd just make long-winded sentences.
Don't you have it on your sign-off that you're dyslexic or something to excuse any mistakes?
Oh no, that's on my mobile one. This has been sent from my from my phone. Like excuse grammatical errors. Ants would have written that.
I wrote that because I had that on my old work one because I always be on my phone.
It means to just throw dyslexic at you. Sorry.
I don't think he has that one. I have the number one. So actually starting to do more numbers because in my old job we had an accounts team. So I'm like, can you help me do this? And now
Nefrexic or something.
And now I don't have anyone to help me if I'm doing numbers things. So I have to really be careful with his stuff and make sure I'm not getting numbers the wrong way around. So that was different too.
Those zeros are quite important.
Apparently.
Be nice if someone else buggered it up and gave us too much.
Oh, bloody good. So I've thoroughly enjoyed watching the journey that I've seen up to now. What's next? What's the goal? What are we aiming for?
I think, realistically, I want to, with a baby on the way, I want to be a present father. So that was part of the reason that Ance came into the business anyway, was that when we eventually do have a kid, that she can do what my mum did and look after the babies full time, and just kind of building a business around a lifestyle in a lot of ways. I want to be able to go down to Whangamata and see my parents who are both retired now, see my sister who's in Matamata, I think that is super important, but also being present for my kid, I've been doing 2 a.m. finishes for a couple years now pretty much, and I know it's not sustainable, so you've got to change something at some point, but I don't think there's a better incentive for family really, so and then just building a tight-knit team that we can look after well, and actually people aren't seen as numbers, and that type of stuff. So, but taking it back to when I started as well, when I left Caltex, I ended up going to counselling because I had lost the spark for the industry in a lot of ways. And so I ended up talking to a psychologist about it all. I was kind of like, man, I'm so over it, and I don't know why. And I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I've just shoehorned myself into this industry. Like, I've nerded out on this thing for years, and now I'm, like, hating it. And so what we ended up realizing after, like, weeks of this was that what I did enjoy was talking to people and connecting with them.
Yep.
And so throughout all of these sessions, like, I realized, like, that's what I need to build a business around. And, like, I think what I was struggling with at my last company was that I had no say in who was our client and how clients treated us in return and stuff like that. Yeah. So, and I think it was just that I was like I wasn't living in alignment with my personal values, you know. Mm-hmm. So trying to set a business up around that was super important. But I don't want to lose sight of that at all either. So
you've got to be passionate about the personality of your business, you know what I mean, and what it means to you, because that's what keeps it alive, right?
Yeah, like I feel so lucky. Like the clients that I've got are like friends, you know, in a lot of ways. Yeah. And and we kickstarted through one customer pretty much, like a chance encounter on Ponsonby Road, you know. Yeah. Ended up getting fed a whole bunch of work from that then branched into all these other customers, you know. Like, it was just nuts, man.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, you've just got to talk, like, the networking thing gets thrown around so much, but you've just got to talk to every bugger.
Yeah, man.
Like, I've been pissed up in the back of an Uber talking to the driver. Yeah. And he's like, oh, this is my side gig. I'm an accountant for a construction company. Yeah. Can you come do some lights for us next week? And then that leads on to you tendering jobs for him. You know?
Yeah. Connections, everything.
It's crazy.
And not to be disappointed if you don't hear from them for a bit, because there'll be customers that, like people that Jacob has talked to a year ago, and then they'll get in contact, and then we get heaps of work through them. So you never know, like, how these little encounters will pan out in the future.
Yeah, like I bumped into a guy at a bakery that I like went to school with, you know, and a year later he got in touch and he's like, hey, like, it takes ages to set up an account here. Like, can you start doing our work? And so we work for them like weekly now. You know? Like, it's just.
I mean, that's that whole thing about. So I did that podcast with Stanley from The Attention Seeker, and I was asking him. It's not actually out.
It's not out yet.
I'm sure it will be by the time this one's out. And I was asking him to explain in layman's terms the difference between sales and marketing. Yep. Or sales and building your brand type of thing. And he was like, sales are the 5% that are ready to buy right now. Yeah. So that's 5% of your potential audience. Yeah. But the other 95% might be ready to buy in the future, and that's where the marketing comes in, because they're then, if you put your time into putting out content and getting your brand everywhere, they're aware of you.
Yeah.
And there's so many different levels to that. There's tendering jobs, the QSs see your name, there's social media, there's word of mouth, there's people actually seeing your vans around, you know. And I think just doing something is better than doing nothing. Yeah, for sure. You know what I mean? And you don't know what it's going to lead to in the future.
Yeah. Brand awareness is massive, which you kind of spoke to me about, because I was just like, oh, I'm Standout, I stand out. And then just have like heaps of sign writing on my van, you know?
Yeah,
like,
we really.
Or the vans do stand out.
Yeah. But it's just
I remember the first time I saw the van, I was like,
whoa.
Yeah. That fucking does what it says on the tin.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Exactly. That was a brave day.
But also, like, our tagline, like creating positive connections, everything throughout our brand aligns with what we want to do. Like, it's not just our name, you know, it's not like Jacob's last name. It's really got a purpose. So you can tell from looking at it and reading that tagline what you're going to get.
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing, right? Like, people can see through shit when you're not actually authentic, you know?
Oh, 100%. Nobody wants that.
Yeah. But, I think that's pretty much the gist of what we're up to at the moment. But
any tips or tricks or little gems you want to send out there to anybody listening?
I got a good one. Know the difference between margin and markup.
That's
there we go.
Imperative. Pay your
I
tax.
don't really know, but Jacob knows and always talks about it, so I believe him.
We're halfway there.
Yeah.
I think for me, like, connections, everything. You know, like talk to people.
Totally agree.
That, like, we
be nice to people too, eh?
Yeah.
Like your suppliers, the people in the shops, other tradies, like, actually just be nice. You know?
Well, that's the other side. It's not just customers. You want to build relationships through your suppliers and every part of your business.
Yeah, man.
Who does your insurance? Who does this? You want to be on good terms with them, you know?
Yeah,
exactly,
for sure.
Man. And so many people have helped us out, you know, like, even Arkham when we first started and we went through a quiet patch, you know, like we both, me and my older apprentice both contracted
helping you out.
Yeah, man, he's been great, you know, like there's so many of them have helped us, you know, and it's just, I don't think, I think if I was standoffish to sit and chat to them and sing out when I need a hand or offer it if they need it. I don't think we'd be anywhere near close to where we are. And it's also good. Like we know we've got a fallback plan as well because we know so many people. So,
Oh, it is. It's handy.
Yeah.
Your network's also your safety net.
But and figure out what your values are. Work back from there. Because I think that's the best thing I've ever done. It's actually work out what I'm into, what makes me happy, and
that helps you figure out what your goal is for you.
Like I'm going to be doing this for 30 odd more years probably, so I may as well enjoy
Hopefully
it.
not, mate. We'll try to speed things up a little bit.
We'll see how we go. And lean on you guys, as well. Like, I mean,
lean on resources.
Like I wouldn't know how to price anywhere near as well as I do now without you, so that's been massive.
I'll just guess.
Working out that it's all smoke and mirrors, but
No. I know, like having them systems.
And how things present, all of that stuff. Talk to people that are better than you. Or that you see are better.
Oh,
than
totally.
You,
well, nobody tells you. You've got to go ask, right?
People are nice.
100%.
People are so nice.
There's no roadmap going, right, this is how you set up the business. This is where your pricing should be.
Yeah,
man.
Like,
figure it out.
And people are happy to help. Like, even after that award, like I had one of the big wigs from Dalton's coming up to me, like he's got 180 vans on the road, and he was happy to have a yarn and offering his support, like if we ever need it. So it's massive, man.
Well, I think obviously there is some competitiveness within any industry, but I think with the Sparkies, a lot of the guys and a lot of the guys that we deal with, very much a believer in a rising tide's good for everyone. So we all want we all want to see everyone do well because we're all mates and that. You know what I mean?
Got to lift the industry, otherwise it is all doom and gloom. Even when you go into the wholesalers, it's
I've always seen it very. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No.
I've always seen it very much the same as like when you're all apprentices on the tools. You're all in the shit together, and you make it really funny. You know what I mean? It's like, this is shit. Let's just have a laugh. You know what I mean?
It's like when it's summer. Summer in the trades used to be so fun. It's I don't know. When everyone else has got work, the whole vibe of the industry's good.
Nah, it's not. All right. Well, listen. Thank you guys very much for coming on. I've thoroughly enjoyed that, and I'm sure everyone else listening will. If you have made it this far, please give us a like and a share. And you heard it here first. Know the difference between margin and markup.
Jesus,
But stay safe out there. Keep puzzling. We'll catch you next week.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye.